What's up, everybody? Let's talk about today's General Hospital episode, shall we? Um, where do I even begin with this episode? Today's episode actually was kind of good. Where do I even begin? Let me start off with this Brad, Michael, Felix stuff. I want to know one thing. Why the fuck does Felix care so much about Patrick and Sabrina's relationship? Someone asked Ron Carlivati this yesterday on Twitter, and his response was, "He's a great friend." I mean, yeah, it may be good that he's being a great friend to Sabrina, but it seems like his whole sole purpose is is basically revolved around their damn relationship. His whole sole purpose, in my opinion, seems like it's revolved around their damn relationship. And but I want them to do something more with Felix. I hear one of their parents is supposed to be visiting and coming to town and whatnot. So maybe that'll give them something to do. We might also find out a little bit more about what Taylor has over his head. Maybe we'll find out a little bit more about that. Um, like I said, maybe we'll find some more about that. What she has holding over, what she has holding over his head. Maybe we'll find out something about that. But anyway, but yeah, Felix and Michael were talking today about basically about Brad and whatnot, and how Michael wants Brad, Felix wants Michael to basically seduce Brad, and when I try to seduce him and whatnot, I mean, I'm not really here for that. I mean, I know they're trying to dig up dirt. They're probably trying to get Brad drunk and try to get him to tell Michael stuff about this whole him working with Brit and all that. But I'm just basically over all this. I'm just ready for all this crap to get out. Ready for everything to basically get out and about this truth about Brit's baby and what. I'm ready for it all to get out. Um, but anyway, so yeah, Michael agrees to it and whatnot. He basically wants to get Brad off his back too. But he basically agrees to it. So he calls Brad up and says how he wants him to come over and whatnot. And Brad's basically got this. See, Brad's talking to Brit while this is going on. But before all that happened, Brit and Taylor were talking, and I want to know this. You know Brit ain't got no damn friends when her only friend in town is a damn 16-year-old girl. It's funny, and she actually alluded to that today. She basically said that because Taylor basically says how she believed Brit was basically popular and was Queen Bee in high school, and Brit was basically like, well, in high school that was a long time ago. So anyway, and she was basically like, I kind of wish I kind of need to find some more friends and that aren't still in high school. But anyway, but yeah, her and Taylor were talking about. She was basically sitting there telling Taylor was telling her Brit about TJ and all that, how TJ wanted to be just friends. And meanwhile, while all that's going on, we see Molly and Rafe at the hospital, and TJ comes in. TJ comes into the hospital, and he basically is there to check up on Molly. He wants to talk to Molly. And he tells Molly how um, he wants to get back together with her and whatnot, and how he's sorry about sleeping with Taylor, and how he never meant for any of that to happen, and how he jumped to conclusions with her and Rafe, and he basically said he doesn't want Molly to do the same thing he did, basically jump to conclusions about him and Taylor, because my Molly basically tells TJ she saw him and Taylor hugging, he hugging at the floor and rib and whatnot. And TJ basically says, "Well, I was hugging her because she was so upset about me saying I wanted to be friends." So I'm gonna tell y'all something how I feel about this damn teen storyline. From what I've read, I've been trying to watch spoiler free. I've been trying to watch the show spoiler free, but I actually stumbled across a couple of spoilers on Twitter by some of my Twitter followers. They tweeted out something that says Taylor's gonna continue to keep put sinking hooks into TJ. She's still gonna continue to have her sights set on TJ. And I also read an interesting spoiler that says because what happened on today? We kind of loose what kind of happened on today's storyline, today's show. TJ basically asked Molly to be back. Basically asked her to get back together with him. She basically says she'll think about it. She can't really think about anything else but Danny right now. So she basically says she will think about it. And TJ basically says that. So you basically saying that there's still a chance. And Molly's basically like, yeah, there may be still a chance. Just after Danny is the picture of health, which we all know he's gonna be the picture of health. I'll talk about a little bit more on that in a minute, but also I've read a spoiler about that says Taylor and Rafe will have the same idea of keeping TJ and Molly apart. So apparently Taylor and Rafe are gonna team up. My understanding is they're gonna team up to keep TJ and Molly away from each other, to keep them apart. And I can go flat out tell you, this is also probably gonna be a Kim test between Taylor and Rafe too. Probably a potential pairing between those two, because I see how it's gonna go. They'll be hanging around a lot and whatnot. Taylor and Rafe will be hanging around, and um, they'll figure out that they'll basically figure out that they may actually like it. They may actually like each other, like some stuff about each other. I'm sorry, I have like a cut on my eye, and I have like a wet towel, and I had to put like a wet towel. And I have like a actually accidentally cut my eye on my